Shalom. Kol Elohim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rachak B'dash. All praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, who the world calls God, whose name means He is or He exists. Ba'Hashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, whose name means He deliverer, He salvation. Ba'Shem Rachak B'dash means in the name Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, to you brothers out there pushing this truth. For those of you getting ready to do so, to you sincere helpers, and to you sincere sisters as well who hearken as well diligently, peace, love, and blessings. I'm gonna just make this video, real quick, as a quick response to actually a couple videos, really going into the same things, the topic at hand, which is about the nature, okay, or part of the nature of these wicked females, particularly of Western women, all right, which consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women, our Israelite women, okay, the so-called white woman, all right. But to narrow it down from Western women to more particular, our women, the Israelite woman, or the nugget woman, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, the wicked women of our nation, okay, and their madness and their folly and their pride, all right, and the heads that have, transcended life itself, thinking that they're, better than the men of their nation. All right, so this video posted by River TV a couple days ago, it says Kirk Franklin gets red pilled after finding this out about his mom. Now, I'm not going to play the video, all right, just by, reason of copyright and so on and so forth. I believe it'll be safe to, but I'm just not going to do it. If anything, I'll leave the link in the description. Let me actually, I'm going to hit copy link, all right? And as you can see down here, Coach Greg Adams kind of did a video on the same topic, and what is basically going into Kirk Franklin, if you don't know him, you can look him up, but he's a gospel musician. He's been out for some time now and stuff like that. And, he makes, quote unquote gospel music or whatever, for the Christian industry. And a lot of, suspect things have been coming out about him lately or whatever the case, but that's not important right now. All right. So the videos is basically going into how Kirk Franklin got a DNA test to find out who his real Abba is, his real father. And he found this out after 53 years of not knowing, and so this was expressed in the video. And so he meets his biological father in the video, and he brings this news to his mother's attention. And what does a woman normally do when she does something wrong, whether in the past, okay, or somewhere in her present, somebody finds out about it, and they know, and she knows that it's shameful. She denies it. All right. She doesn't take accountability. Okay. So his mother, the first thing she started doing is she started swearing to God on people's graves and so on. And so she started swearing on people's graves and so on and so forth, just claiming that she didn't know anything about the man, who's, Kirk Franklin's biological father. She swore on everybody's grave that, like, that man was not his father or what have you. But he had took 2 DNA tests. Both of them came out with the same exact results, saying that the man that he met in the video, I want to say, who was it?
And he didn't.
Salakia. I'm trying to think. Where was it at? It was somewhere in the beginning. Either way, she swore up and down that, the man that he identified as his father, by reason of the DNA test, wasn't his father and stuff like that. He's telling her, like, Ma, like, I got 2 DNA tests right here saying the same exact thing. Like what happened or what have you and stuff like that. Then she starts breaking out crying, and, she just wants her son, and, just she's trying to turn herself into the victim, because she wants somebody to feel bad for her, making, shameful decisions in the past, because we all know the game, man. All right, and it's not just Kirk Franklin's mother, but what? A lot of our mothers go through this promiscuous phase and things of that nature in the past. Sleeping around with other men outside of their husbands and things of that nature. My mother did it. My grandmother then did it. Okay, it's a very common thing in Israel. All right, for our women to sleep around with other men, and this actually goes back to the curses. It actually goes back to the curses. So it's no surprise, that Kirk Franklin, that all of this is coming out, man. It's not a surprise. It's not supposed to be a surprise. However, it is an alarm. It is an alarm in Kirk Franklin, because he's not a true Christian. He is an Israelite, okay? He is a Jake and things of that nature. Even though he more than likely won't identify with the Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature, okay? But if Kirk Franklin really knew the Bible, he will understand that this actually goes back to the scriptures. Our wives, our mothers, our grandmothers, and aunts being harlots in the city. The scriptures talk about that. Okay, we seeing it today. All right. As a matter of fact, we go ahead and start off with I was gonna get Amos, but I'm gonna come back to that. All right, because I want to start with the curses first, just to prove to you that this is supposed to happen, that this was supposed to happen. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 28. And we're going to jump down to verse 56. All right. Now the curses of Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, was going to start as early as verse 15. All right. Because before that is the blessings for obeying the law, statutes, and the commandments. But from verse 15 on down, okay, is talking about the curses that we would suffer if we were not obedient to the law, statutes, and the commandments. And one of those is right here in verse 56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. And how is that happening today? By our women trusting rather in this government under Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the red man, okay? That's them trusting in this wicked government political system, okay? That they think is, giving them, better rights and better freedom, okay? Rather than their own husbands at home would, okay? Better opportunity, better than their husbands at home, okay? Better care, all right, over their husbands at home and things of that nature, all right? So what? This government has enabled our women, all right, to defy us, okay, to defy us, to deny us, okay, to wrong us, to be treacherous towards us. That's what this government has caused us to do. That caused our women to do, okay. It says her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. All right, and this is why sometimes, and I hear it a lot, man. You hear it a lot in the hood. Jake's getting beat up by their own woman. Jake might be coming to work or coming to school with damn scratches on his face and things of that nature. You ask him what's wrong, just like, yeah, me and my girl got into it. Just like, what the hell? All right, the women of our nation are very violent, man. But these are the curses, okay? The lying, the stealing, all right? The victim mentality, the holier than thou, the arrogance, all right? Her eye is evil toward the husband of her bosom. And then it says, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Okay, so Kirk Franklin's mother, all right, when she was making those crocodile tears in the video, all right, she was making a statement that she's innocent, she don't know what she did. Oh, and a lot of women do this, man. For the most part, a lot of women do this. Okay, because she doesn't want the blame to be directed on her, but it's like, look, you did it. It don't matter how old you are, you did it. And now your shameful past, just like what's about to happen to America when your Howard Shah come back, your shameful past is what River TV say is being put on a silver platter. Okay, and now it came back to bite you. It came back to haunt you. Your shameful, sexually promiscuous past came back to haunt you, man. And there's nothing you could do about it because it's on national television. Okay, Kirk Franklin, he did indeed get red pilled. All right, he got the truth told to him. He had to accept this reality. All right. But yeah, that was a part of the curse in Deuteronomy. All right, that was Deuteronomy 28 and 56. Now let me also get this in the book of Amos. Chapter 7, verse 17. And here it goes again. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Okay? And that's exactly what happened to us, man. All right, so what? Our wives are sluts and whores in the city, man. All right? That's why you hear these man and spirit guys talk about Chads and Tyrones and Pookies and Ray Rays and so on and so forth. All right, that these women go around and sleep around with outside of their husbands, or they might talk about you know, how the sex game from one of their exes was way better than, you know, their current boyfriends, man. You see all of this on YouTube and TikTok, and these women are exposing themselves at an all-time high, man. All right? And there was a study, I believe, no, I'm confident I talked about it before, but what, 63% of Western men have checked out of the dating market, man. Because these women are sick in their damn heads. You know? So you got guys just saying, hell no, I don't want to put up with it. You know, I got to look a certain type of way. I got to act a certain type of way. Basically, you can't be yourself if you're like, you know, if you're a reasonable man. I'll say it like that. It's not good to be a reasonable man in this society, you know, because you can't get the shorties. You can't get the shorties. You being reasonable, you being responsible and things of that nature, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And that's why a lot of guys are checking out. All right. And then, you know, looking at the Kirk Franklin situation, we see more and more, okay, of how, you know, older women, a lot of them, even though, you know, they got older and they got a little bit, well, they make it seem like they got a little bit more wisdom now and things of that nature. A lot of them still ain't shit, man. Because some of them are still out here, you know, sleep around with, you know, some of the younger dudes. Well, because and they make it about sex because, you know, really at, you know, 40, 50, 60 years old, you know, these women and shit like that, is they virtually not going to find anybody to settle down with because ain't nobody going to want their old ass. You know, so all they good for is just, you know, a pump and dump. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to encourage that behavior among the brotherhood and things of that nature. Okay? I'm not encouraging that behavior. I'm just saying that's really all they're good for. They're just for the streets because nobody's going to take them seriously. Kirk Franklin's mother is one of them. Okay? Especially now since she's not taking accountability for her past actions. Okay? And once again, all of this just goes back to the scriptures, man. Now, there was another video. Let me pull it up. It was by Cheesha Zed. Let me see. Slacky, I was watching a lot of videos and podcasts when I was at work today and stuff like that. You know, it's fucking boring up there, so I gotta be entertained by something and stuff like that. But I was listening to this, you know, by Cheesha Zed and stuff like that, and the title reads, "My ex couldn't bust the cheeks right, but he was a good man. Now I'm 40 and single." All right, and this is another one. I'm gonna I'll post the link, you know, so you brothers and sisters, you can watch it for yourselves and things of that nature. But you know what he's basically, you know, he's reviewing this video. I forgot who, you know, originally posted it, but nevertheless, he was reviewing this video. You know, this interview, you know, of a man, you know, interviewing this woman, and you know what I'm saying, like basically, you know, she was talking about, you know, the best relationship she's ever been in, and how this man was so good to her. It was almost like a fairy tale Disney, you know what I'm saying, like marriage or whatever. She was getting everything that she ever wanted up until, you know, the sex. And in the video, she talks about her highly promiscuous past. And how, you know, being with this man and she didn't feel that sexual energy towards him, you know what I'm saying? It basically broke the marriage up. It broke the marriage, and they was together, if I'm not mistaken, for 4 years before they broke it up. And this man, in the video, it sounded like he was a really, really good dude. He had 2 daughters. I don't believe she had children at the time and stuff like that. But the marriage was good. Everything was great and stuff like that. And she didn't have that tingle whenever they got in bed together. She said what was the word she used? Obligatory. She said the sex was obligatory, like, I have to have sex with my husband today, and so on and so forth. Because she wasn't sexually into him. And this is why this place gotta fucking go, man. This is why this place has to go, because our women are wildly promiscuous. And in their minds, good sex equals good relationship. Why would you want to continue to live in a society like that? And you got a lot of brothers out here competing for these damn, women, but they've already been ran through. There's really no point in competing. There's no point. All right, let me also get this. In the book of Hosea, Hawashai, chapter 4, verse 14, it says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. And I just love bringing these 2 scriptures out together, the Amos 7:17 and Hosea 4:14. Okay, because it truly emphasizes how treacherous our women have become because of our treachery, all of Israel's treachery, starting with the men against the Most High. Once again, it makes perfect sense, man. This is why it's really not wise to get, wrapped up, especially if you're an emotional and sensitive individual, like myself. I ain't gonna front. Sometimes I get like that, and I step out of character. Okay, but this is why it's important for, if you're emotional or sensitive and things of that nature, and you know what I'm saying, like you're not real savvy with, dealing with women, that's okay. You don't have to. Even the scriptures tell you don't have to deal with a woman. If anything, you'll be bringing more adversity on yourself. Not trying to discourage brothers away from, finding, a woman that they might like on their side or what have you and shit like that, because things happen. Okay? I'm just saying it's just not wise. It's not wise. It's not wise, especially in our situation. Because a woman will turn tail and run very quick. Okay? It says, going back to Hosea, Hawashai 4:14, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doth not understand shall fall. Okay, and once again, that's exactly what happened. Okay? As it said in Amos 7:17, we fell by the sword. All right, you got Jake out here, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because all the women of the tribes do it. They go step out. I believe in because I used to work with a lot of northern tribe when I was down south. You know what I'm saying? They had an expression called it was Sancho, and Sancho was basically a dude. You know what I'm saying? Having sex with your wife. So somebody called Sancho on you, that'd be like, yo, somebody having sex with your wife. It was a joke, but shit like that, it actually happens. These Marias and these Rosas, they stepping out too. They cheat too. Granted, northern tribe, the so-called Latins, they do have more integrity among them, like as far as like family-based principles and things of that nature. They do stick together more, don't get me wrong, and stuff like that. However, they a lot of them is involved in whore culture too, man. Okay, and all of this is going on because we went off and started serving other gods and sacrificing to other gods, man. Okay, so Kirk Franklin, he got a harsh wake-up call. Man. But if he was a true Christian, quote unquote, if he was a true Christian, if he understood the scriptures, then he would know that, man, the scriptures did talk about this, man. And I never seen a video on it, but I'm confident Kirk Franklin has heard about the Hebrew Israelites, or has come across the Hebrew Israelites and things of that nature. Okay, but if he knew the scriptures, then he wouldn't be, all surprised and even doing that whole thing, you know what I'm saying, with the DNA test and his mother. But this is just the reality of what we have to. This is just what we have to deal with in this wicked kingdom, all right, called America, which is spiritually Babylon, Egypt, and Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. So I'm gonna pull a couple more scriptures and then I'll close out because I really touched the point. Okay. Once again, this is not a video, trying to discourage brothers. Just like it's one of those things where just like you got to pick and choose your battles, man. Because these women are grievously treacherous. They play a dirty game. A lot of them. All right. Let me get this in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. Let me see. Really, this whole chapter is heavy, but I'll start at verse 23. It says, Ecclesiasticus called Sirach chapter 25, verse 23. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance in the wounded heart. All right, so that individual, when you watch, this video by Cheese, like I said, I'm gonna post it in the comment section. I'll post it in the comment section. That's what I'll do. Both of those videos by Cheese and River TV. I'll post both of those videos for your entertainment and things of that nature. And you could see brothers who watch the video, see what more scriptures you can come out with, right? Or what points you want to elaborate on and things. All right. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance in a wounded heart. Yeah, because when your woman step out on you, when you find out your woman is sleeping around and so on and so forth, when you find out when the children that you have together, not all of them is not yours. Not all of them are yours and things of that nature. What that hurts, man. Okay? That hurts, man. That could break a man. You got men out here who committed suicide. Jake is starting to get heavier into that suicide stuff because this life is so unbearable for a lot of them. For a lot of us, man. Jake be out here psychologically melting and breaking down, man. And nobody goes about to check on us to see if we okay. But this is why being in this ministry is important, because the Lord is always going to make sure we straight, man. Because we warriors. We supposed to fight. Okay? However, these women, once again, they play a very dirty game, bro. All right? Dealing with a woman, it's not for the faint of heart. I chuckled at it, but it's not for the faint of heart, man. You got to remember, when you get into a relationship, not just with a woman, with anybody, but we on a topic of women, you got to remember, it's a lot of emotional investment and responsibility involved. That's why the Apostle Paul said, let them that have wives be as though they had none. Okay, because we do have to be detached to a certain degree. And if she don't agree with that, she will up and leave. A woman will always leave you. Okay? It says, verse 23, continuing on, it says, a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Yes, Salaki, the point that I was getting back to, in the video with Chisha said, when a woman was talking about, her, quote unquote perfect 4-year marriage and stuff like that. That the man, like when she had finally told the truth and admitted to him, because he was asking her, like how come you just don't seem so involved? In so many words, it's like, how come you don't seem so involved when we make love and things of that nature? She told him the truth. She told him the truth. She said that in so many words, she wasn't sexually attracted to him, and there's nothing he could do about it. That abased the courage, man, because a man dropping that drip dropper off or whatever, that's his pride. That's his ego. So if a woman tell you, what I'm saying, you can't drop it off on me or whatever, I don't like the way you drop it off on me and all this other stuff, that's gonna fuck with your ego. That's gonna fuck with your pride as a man. All right. Verse 24, Sirach 25 and 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right. And then there you have it, man. Of the woman came the beginning of sin. All right. Which makes sense, because look at Eve in the garden, man. Okay. Look at Eve in the garden. All right. She ate from the forbidden tree. And I'm going to just say it like that, man. All right. She ate from the tree of good and knowledge of good and evil. All right. She did something that she wasn't supposed to do. She was being thick-headed. All right. Just like the majority of these women out here. It's like, we love you, shorties, but we thankfully we don't have to deal with you. You know, the Apostle Paul says so. All right. Because what, what a woman in her actions, because these women think that, their promiscuous past, is not going to damn haunt them in the future. And society enables them and tell them that they don't have nothing to worry about. And then what happens? This circle, this repetitive cycle continues of women being whores and learning their mistakes in their 30s and 40s. Acknowledging their mistakes in their 30s and 40s. Because now they want to settle down and all this other shit. But they use up the best of their bodies in their 20s. They teens and 20s. Where they were more susceptible to having children and, more susceptible in their physical appearance, in their beauty, in their youth, their element, in their prime. They used it all up. Letting a bunch of dudes run through them. All right? But that was really the point on that. Yeah, man, it's a miserable life, man. Okay, but this is our duty, it's our job to stay focused in this truth. And dude, we don't have to worry about a woman's treachery and a woman's, defiled personality and actions and things of that nature, or what have you, man. All right. But Lord's willing, this is edifying. And until next time, shalom.